Hi, I'm Jolly, and this video is for all my colored girls. I have a question for you. Why is it that you and I don't want to be dark? Now, I was at the makeup counter the other day because my foundation had run out, and I was going in to get a new foundation. And when I was at the counter, the woman behind the counter said to me, I told her my specific color, and she said, oh, okay. And so we tried it on, and she said, oh, this color makes you look ashy. And I was like, oh no, it doesn't. And so I looked in the light and I kind of tilted my head and I said, oh wow, it does. But I, in my head, was saying to myself, this color is already dark. From the last 2 summers, I have gone 2 shades darker. And how does this color make me look ashy? And then she says, you know what, let's try a couple of shades darker. And I was so hesitant, but I did. And so she put the 2 shades color darker on me, the foundation color. And when she did, I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, where is it? And she goes, exactly. That color, the 2 shades darker color that I put on you blends in with your skin. And I said, no, but I want, let's just say it's 45 versus a 47. 45 was the lighter color, 47 was the darker color. And I said, no, I want to stick with 45. And she said, and she looked at me in the eye and she says, but why would you want a color that makes you look ashy when I told you the darker color is your color? And I said, because I don't want to look darker. And then she looked at me in my eyes and she says, and what's wrong with being dark? And I was like, oh, okay, we're about to have a Dr. Phil moment up in the mall. I was like, I was speechless, ladies. I didn't know what to say, but everything that I had grown up with, all the insecurities, all the things that I've been taught by my parents, God bless them. My parents just did what they were taught and what was the norm, what the culture said back in the day, which was stay out of the sun. I know that's exactly how I grew up. I grew up where, I lived in Florida. Okay, that's where I grew up. And that is like a beach. It's a beach state, 100%. Guess how many times your girl went to the beach living, I want to say 20 years in Florida? 3 times. I'm telling you, I can count on one hand the number of times I went to the beach in Florida. And when we went, guess when it was? Yeah, after the sun went down. So around 5 to 7 p.m., your girl was at the beach. And that was, again, 2 to 3 times in 20 years. We just didn't go outside in the sun. We didn't play sports where we would get darker. It was always impressed on us as a young kid, don't get dark. Don't go out in the sun. You're going to get darker, right? And so when you hear that all your life, you grow up thinking that it's not good to be dark. And in the Indian culture, probably in African American culture, Hispanic culture, Asian culture, I'm not exactly sure all the different cultures, but I can tell you there's a stigma that dark equals ugly, right? And so I just equated that with ugliness. I don't want to be dark because I don't want to be ugly. I want to be perceived as beautiful. So let me stay in the shade. Let me stay inside. So when this makeup artist behind the counter looked at me and says, what's wrong with being dark? I was apprehended with everything that I grew up with, and maybe the same with you too. What were the stories? What were the things that were told to you growing up about the color of your skin? It's too dark or it's too black. It's, whatever the thing may be, what are the messages that you're carrying because of it? So when she asked me why was being dark a bad thing? I had to ask myself, you know what? I know mentally it's not a bad thing, right? I've actually grown to love myself. I've grown to be confident in my skin and love the color of my skin, but somehow I lost it. I lost that, and I kind of went back to what I grew up knowing, you know? I was okay with being dark, but being darker? No. But again, the question is why? That's the question I pose to you. Why? Why can't you get darker? You know, we can say things like, oh, it's going to, you know, age me. You know, when I get out in the sun, it's going to give me premature wrinkles. I'm going to get freckles, or, you know, my foundation color is going to change, all those things. But let's peel all of that back and let's really think about what is the real reason why you don't want to be dark. And for me, it was because I thought dark equals ugly. But the truth is, all that I was taught growing up is an absolute lie, because that's not what God says about me. That's not what Jesus says about me. He made me the color of my skin, right? And everything that he makes, what does he say? It's good. It's beautiful. It's awesome, right? So I have to stop feeding myself the lies, stop believing the lies, and start walking in the truth, right? I have to start loving the color of my skin. I have to celebrate the color of my skin, and I have to own it. You know, it's one thing to love the color of your skin, but it's another thing to walk that out and to celebrate it and to own it. Because when you start behaving in that which you believe, that's when you really prove to yourself and to the world that I love the skin, the color skin that I have. So my colored women, I will tell you, really think about the messages that we were taught. Really think about the messages that you were taught as a young girl. Really think about all the negative things, it doesn't even have to be negative, but just all the things that people said to you growing up about the color of your skin, or what equals beauty. And ask, do I still believe those lies? And if so, what am I doing to nurture those lies? And also, if not, what am I doing to speak the truth? What am I doing to do the opposite, where I am actually loving the color of my skin? Because ladies, guess what? We have little kids, right? Many of us are mothers. Many of us have nieces and nephews. And what we do, they're going to also do likewise. What we say about our skin and our actions that we have, that we do, they're noticing, they're paying attention. So I implore you, think about what you say about your skin color, and even journal, write it out and say, what are some of the lies that I believed about the color of my skin? What are the things that I heard? And get alone with God and say, God, what is the truth about this? What is the truth? What do you say about the color of my skin? And I know that you will be shocked at what he says. Ladies, that's it from me. The point of this video was to show you, just really pull back the layers and really help us to see, why don't we want to be dark? And once you start loving the color of your skin, I want you to own it and I want you to celebrate it, because you know what? It is good, it is beautiful, and it is you. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.